Hey guys, this is the Fig Tree 123, and welcome to the first episode of my Swansea City career mode. So, Swansea have been really struggling in the Premier League, and at this time of recording are far down in 17th place in the Premier League. So, they need a change and a new manager to really manage their squad. After Gary Monk leaving, it's been a turmoil for them and trying to find good players. In the transfer window, they're even considering selling players like Shelby, Ayu, all of their best players, but we need to change that and really propel this team forward. So as you guys are seeing right now, this whole episode is going to be sped up as transfers. It'll be going really fast, but the crucial inquiries and signings will be slowed down for you guys. So the main point of this team is to make it younger. We need a younger squad to really compete for the Premier League and just an upgrade on major positions. We'll be trying to first look at some fullbacks. So as our weakest position, and then maybe we'll look forward in different positions as well. Wingers are also needed. So we start the episode off. As you can see, we go into the season tournament and we pick the highest money because we need as much money as we can get. We want the most signings that we can have. And the club makes a really ambitious objective to get to the EuroLeague. I was really shocked. I know the team is good, but EuroLeague is a little too much for a team that in real life right now is at the bottom of the table. So for me, a mid-table finish would be fine. Maybe a Europa League we could try. Maybe in the FA Cup as well. We could look to win as well. And domestic cup as well, 32 I'm pretty sure it was. But maybe in the domestic cup we can make a run if we can't get so far in the Premier League. So this starts off our transfers, as you can see. First with training. We didn't really have any players first to start off training, so I just picked some random ones. Later in the episode when we get some good players, then I'll be looking to change the training up so we have our best players put forward for training. So as you see, we have 18,080,000 as our budget. So I'm just looking to shift off the old dead players and move on with new young talent. As you can see, just those fringe players, those 70 to 75 rated players that really are older and can't really make it to the starting 11, I'm looking to shift on. And this starts our search for transfers. So my first objective was to find a right back and a left back. Maybe left back not so much, but right back definitely, because I want to really shift on Angel Rangel. So as you can see, Versalco, Mario Gaspar we looked at, and now we're shifting into midfielders as well, because Ki Sung-young is okay, and Britain is very old. So if a team comes in with a good offer for Ki, I might accept. But we're gonna be definitely looking to shift Britain on, because he's very old, and we need new talent in the central midfield. So as you can see, we're looking for center mids: Dahoud, João Mario, Brozovic. A lot of players that you don't really see in the career mode. That's my point. I don't really want to sign, the Tielemans or the Tolisos or anything like very, or the Ayer or Renato Sanchez. I want something new, something different, because it gets a little repetitive if you see every career mode YouTuber looking at the same players. So I just try to look for a mix. High potential players, but not ones that you really see often. So like this Orsic guy, I've never heard of him, but I just inquired because why not? I've never played with him before. And Gelson Martins too, he's very skillful, and I've never seen him. I've never used him as well, so I think he would be a great signing. And now, I think looking for a center back. Still with wingers, but we're gonna be looking at a lot of different positions. And right now, this transfer is just searching as many players as I can. I love my Polish players because I'm Polish, but like Linette, I would really like to sign. Milik maybe in the next season, maybe after we might shift on Gomi at the end of the season. Niasse as well I looked at. He's been linked a lot in the Premier League this year with like Sunderland, Swansea. All these teams looked struggling in the table. And as well, Johnny, I've used him in a private career mode. He's been very good, so I might be trying to look for him as a replacement or even a starter for Tabanu, because he's not really first team caliber, and I would like to shift him on maybe in the January transfer window. So now we're shifting back into fullbacks, Kolasinac, Desclilio, and goalkeepers as well. I would like to sign a backup who can potentially move back into the first team next season, maybe when Fabianski's a little older. But we'll see. It's not really vital right now to sign. Maybe in January, maybe next summer. But definitely in the future, we're gonna have to sign a new. You're gonna have to sign a new goalkeeper as Fabianski's old. Even though he's Polish, he's getting on in age, and I would like to sign some young talent. So we're looking at Rabiot, Versalco, a lot of different players. And as well, I use the scouting feature to looking at backup strikers, but just trying to shift on that dead weight, like Angel Rangel. For all of these right backs, I'm just putting him in because I don't want him here, or not in as well. I'm also looking at a backup fullback option, so I included him in the deals as well. And Linette is very good talent. In the past few seasons, his potential is getting higher and higher, so I'd like to try him out, but we'll see what happens. So right now I'm just making a provisional squad for the team for the cup. I'm putting a lot of young players in because it's the friendly. Even though we might not win, it's better to get your younger players in. You don't want injuries, and as you can see, we lose 3-0. So also transfer offers come in for what's his name? Britain, and as you can see, we accept the deals accepted for Versalco. Never used him before. I remember in the World Cup I saw him, but I think it was 2.3 million plus Rango, which is a good deal because we need to shift him on. And as you can see, before, as I said, Ki Seung-young, if a good offer comes in, I could accept. So as you can see, 9 million came in for him, and we'll see how it goes. The second preseason game was 2-2. It's okay. It's just preseason. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. We might get that extra cash, but I didn't really want to play. I just wanted to get into the transfers. So João Mario was very one of my most important targets because I wanted a very good central midfielder to play in the midfield, orchestrate everything. But it'll be hard to get him. A lot of different clubs are looking, but Versalco enters the team for 2.3 million, our first signing. 75 overall. He's lower than Rangel, but he's 23 years old. So I'm looking forward. I've never used him before. He has okay stats, and I'll put him into the training. So now looking at different backup left backs, right backs, goalies as well, and players with contracts. And also, as you can see, even teams like Sunderland, if they get a 10 million offer for Fernandez, I might definitely accept it. It's a very good offer, and I could get someone good with it. And Ki Seung-young as well, I countered 8.5 to see. And now I'm going in for Kolasinac as a replacement backup or starter potentially for Taylor, he used to be a talent, but now he's just 24 years old. He's getting on now to be 72 at 24. He's not a talent anymore. So now looking at more wingers, really want to strengthen that. Routledge is getting old, and we really want to shift on some players. As well as you can see Karol Linetti accept his Lech Poznań accept their contract. So I'm looking to sign him, but I know different teams are going in for him. So I really wanted to try to make him like a good squad player to come in at the end of games or start midweek games, and then someone who I can move on to the first team in the future and become a really good player. Because not really everyone looks at those low-rated players becoming first-team talents, so I really want to make that. As well, Shatov, I really wanted to sign this guy. He's 24, 80 overall, but he's a little too expensive, so maybe in January transfer window or over the summer, I definitely will look to sign him. But as you can see, we have a deal accepted for Kolasinac. I would probably use him as a squad player for now, but we'll see what happens. And also, I'm going for Johnny. I'd rather take Johnny because he's worked very well in my career mode, and he's Spanish. He's something different than other people use. So now looking for some more players, center mids. Really need that lockdown center midfield in my team. So I'm looking at Premier League players, potentially fringe players who could potentially move on. And as you can see, Shelby as well. Swansea just sold him, I think, for 10 million, 12 million. I don't remember now, but he didn't have as good of a season, and maybe it was good for the team to move him on, but they definitely need some new midfielders in the team. So looking at the Bundesliga, different players and a different approach, different new players that you really haven't seen before in any YouTube series. So now looking through Eredivisie, very good league to look for young players. And as well, Italy served me well in the past few weeks looking at players. They have a lot of talents, but as you can see, João Mario goes to Napoli. So I lost a little, but there's a lot of midfielders out there that we could potentially sign. Looking around as well, every league, looking at the Portuguese league, not just looking, even rest of the world teams like Shakhtar Donetsk have a lot of very good central midfielders. Looking everywhere as well. Andre Gomes that you just saw, he would be a very good signing. I know he gets like 84 in like a season or two, and he becomes a very good player, but I think he might be too expensive. Now looking at CDMs as well, just any central mid defensive player that would really help our midfield core so we can dominate those midfield battles. And as well, we go for the legendary Pele, but I don't think I'm going to be signing him. So now as you can see, I'm looking for center defensive midfielders too. And it's just all about the younger players. Some new players, maybe with expiring contracts, maybe just the squad rotation players that are really looking for first team football, and maybe they could get it at Swansea. So just looking in every league. As you can see, another new signing on Kirchhoff, who actually last week had one of the worst debuts I've seen ever in Premier League. He had the own goal and everything. That was just bad, but we're not Sunderland, so we don't have to worry about that. So more center midfielder offers come in, and more scouting. This episode is all about scouting, and next episode there'll definitely be a game, the first game of the season against Chelsea, a very big one. Even though they're not a good team in the Premier League this year, it's FIFA. Their ratings are still very good, and they could possibly challenge for the title. So now looking for players, Rafael Guerrero. Really liked him because he's versatile. He can play left mid, left back. He would be a good bench option, or he could even fill in at left back. Looking for center midfielders, wingers. Quincy Promes is very good, but he might be a little too expensive for us. And just looking at a lot of different players. This episode, I probably spent 2 hours, an hour, maybe an hour and a half just looking at players. And sometimes that's good, but maybe I'll be starting a future series. I'll just be focusing on specific players, so this episode won't be so long. I also look at Video. He was very cheap, but in the end, he signed to another team, and I was really bummed out because he would have been a very good squad player for cup games, things like that. You also look, scout reports came back for a lot of different players, and as you can see, Celta Vigo accept contract for Johnny. He's a very good player, and only 21 years old, and very versatile, and a great Spanish player, so I'm looking to sign him. And more center midfield offers. I just want to get that one center mid that can really change our midfield and would move on from Britain. So now advancing through the days, Neil Taylor offer. I waited for that because I know we were looking at different players for replacements. But Gelson Martins, Gelson Martins and Mane, they were like my number one winger targets. They were cheap, and they were from the same team, but I really wanted to sign both. But we'll see what happens with that. Now just going back in offers, Asan Play. I was looking for a backup striker too, but as you see later, maybe in the next episode, Gomi doesn't start in the team, or Adair, you will see actually who starts at striker. But now looking at center backs, because I'm pretty sure Fernandez was sold, or he's about to be sold. So for 10 million, I'm looking for a backup center back or potentially a starter. Someone in like the 75 to 80 range, someone young, maybe a different player. Like someone just that can come in. And then as well for Kyle Bartley, because he's, I think, 24, 69 overall, not really. Maybe some, I was also looking at some squad players for cup games as center back as well. So now looking for center backs. And the whole point is just to get the young players and the youth in the team. That was the most important thing. And as well searching for experienced players like Janška. He was very good. I used him before. Even though he's 25, he's still, I think, 79 to 80 overall, and he's a very good player. Also, Eredivisie has good players. Van Beek, Veltman, very good players. Manolis, Maksimovic, they were very good as well. Sorry for the cut there, but looking for new players in center back was really important. I really wanted that backup center back I was talking about earlier. So I'm just looking, and we're approaching the end of the episode. So I'm really looking forward to posting more of the Swansea City career mode. And I'll be trying, I think, every other day to post a video. And as you can see, Rabio accepts, and this will be one of the last offers of the episode. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. This has been my first episode of my Swansea City career mode. And look forward to a new series maybe in a week or two. I'll give you a hint. It's in the Bundesliga. So see you guys and have a nice day.